Hi there and welcome to my channel. Today's project is for Citrus Twist Kits and it's a take on the Malibu Kits, which are the ones for May 2018 and some mixed media. But before I show you, and I'm going to show you what the kits, I'm not going to go through an unboxing, but I pretty much got all the kits this month. They're so beautiful. And I also designed some of the cut files that are available at the shop. And there's a lot of free digital files available now in the Citrus Twist Kits website. So take advantage of that. And all I'm going to do for this layout, and the picture that I saw that I pulled out is not the one that is going to show up in the final layout. It changes a bit along the way. But I wanted to play with the patterns in the papers and the colors. There's a lot of ball patterns in the papers this month. The papers that are included in both the kits, or most of the kits, are the ones from Wild Heart collection from Crepe Paper. And also there's some of a Heidi Swapp's Pineapple Crush collection. So there's a lot of tropical colors. There's a lot of springy colors too along the way, but there's a lot of ball patterns. But a way to take advantage of those patterns is to use them to back a cut file. So what I'm doing right now, I had this idea of using this cut file is called the Floral Drops cut file as a cascade of flowers behind the picture of my daughter, which is what the beginning idea was. And this picture is of my daughter at the beach. So I'm bringing in some distress inks just to create a watercolor background. And why I'm bringing distress inks is because the colors of the inks, and it could be actually, these are distress oxides, actually match a lot of the colors in the Crepe Paper collection. If you are looking for some colors, fossilized amber, abandoned coral, worn lipstick, peacock feathers, and broken china pretty much match to a T the colors in most of Crepe Paper's collections. So I have them always at hand. And all I'm doing right now is using the stamping pad to add some ink onto a piece of plastic. I'm diluting it with a little bit of water and then just using it to create watercolor background. And as you're going to see right now, all I'm doing is just bringing a little bit of color. I have an idea, like I said, the cut file is shaped in a S shape kind of thing. So I'm thinking, you know what, I want to bring blocks of color along the way because I want to block, take all the panels, most of the panels, like not all, most of the panels of the collection and kind of color block them. So there's like a movement in the color and also in the page. So as you see right now, and this is what I think it changed my plan, is I add the yellow ink and by mistake I stretch it all the way to the bottom of the page. So it's making the bottom heavy. And I swear I thought about like putting it aside, but you know what, I went with it. I was already working on it and I said, you know what, I think I can work with the background. And that's one of the things I was thinking, you know what, you can work with the background. If it's mixed media, if I make a mistake, then I'll just punch it out, make a title out of it, or I'll just work it on another way. And like I said, the yellow bottom part was my mistake, but I work it out. At the end, it actually works in my benefit. So all I'm doing right now is I'm adding the blue and some teal, because there's a lot of blue and teals, especially in one of the papers, the Heidi Swap paper that comes in the collection in the main kit. So like you see right now, I'm bringing in the cut file. I'm just checking, making sure that I have enough coverage behind the cut file. And I'm just going to add a few splatters. That's all I'm doing right now, is diluting the color. And I just add in splatters because I don't want it to be like very formal. I want it to be a little bit messy. After that, I'm going to set it aside to dry. And like I said, as you can see right now, the yellow is going to be sticking out of the cut file. And I'm having a hard time with that because it's going to make it really bottom heavy. So as I'm working on this cut file, I'm thinking, how can I fix it? And my solution was to flip the page. So what I'm going to do, instead of the yellow being at the bottom, it's going to turn to be on the top right corner. And now you're going to see a little bit. What I'm doing right now is I'm just adding some extra water. Since I'm using distress oxides, water seems to bleach or like bring the oxidation in the ink. So when you put water and then you dry it up, you get this little, I don't know if you can call it bleach spots on the mixed media, and that's just going to soften it out a bit. And I set it aside to dry. And this is while it's drying, like I said, I'm playing with the image. I'm thinking, okay, I had this idea. So you see, I flipped it and it works out better. And right now, all I'm going to do is start back in the cutout. Now, one of the things that I did is I cut the cutout. Sorry, it sounds really bad. The flower cutout twice out of white cardstock, from white cardstock, sorry. And I cut it twice because I had this idea of sandwiching the pattern paper in between the cutouts. I wanted the top, like the bottom cutout to serve as the base to where I can glue the paper. So then the top cutout would just be glued in the center and I can play around with the petals. And it actually works really well at the end. And as you see, all I'm doing is tracing, using a pencil, I'm tracing each one of the flowers, cutting around them, gluing the flower straight onto the bottom part, like the bottom die cut, and then just using a little bit of glue at the center of the top of the flower, you can say, to glue it on the top. And it's going to allow me to play with the petals of the cutout. I can move them a little bit, and it's actually going to look well at the end. You're going to see both sides. It actually looks really well, or really good on both sides. And that's about it. And now when I put it on the page with my daughter's picture, I really did not like it. I thought it clashed a lot. So I'm bringing a black and white picture of my husband and I, and this is just when we're sitting on the couch. Actually, no, we're sitting on the floor watching TV, and my little baby gets really jealous whenever we're sitting and we're not paying attention to him. So he just stuck his head in between us and started slowly inching himself up to our chest. So I had to take a picture of it. Everyday picture. This is what happens pretty much every night when we're watching TV. So I decided that I'm gonna make it black and white, so nothing clashes and it works out much better. I propped the cutout or the cut file with some foam adhesive, and it's the same thing with the picture. A simple layer of the Heidi Swap Flamingo, I think it's called, paper. The A side has this flamingos in this nice teal, but the background is actually a black and white polka dot. And I thought that a lot of those neutrals are gonna work really well with the really colorful background, and the cutout already is full of color. So I needed to bring some neutrals just to balance it all out. Sorry. And I'm taking advantage of the embellishment kit. The embellishment kit has the wild heart stickers. So I'm bringing some of those to start creating the embellishment, and I created the title from it. And it says that enjoying this moment together. Now, since this layout started with a different idea, I realized that it was really getting heavy on the left-hand side. So I decided to cut a half an inch of the cardstock from the right-hand side of the page, and then just add this strip of pattern paper, the same one that is back in the picture, just to move everything a little bit to the right, and just balances the page better, makes it all centered. And that gave me the idea of adding just a small cluster of ephemera just to create, so I started creating a triangle and creating the direction of everything. Like, I don't know, it just adds a little bit more interest to the page. It makes your eye go around the entire page. So I'm just taking advantage of some of the stickers, and I'm actually gonna use the puffy gold leaves and phrases that come on the main kit, just to add a few details around the flowers. After that, like I said, I am using a lot of the stickers that come, some of the ephemera that comes in the main kit, and I'm actually using some of the printables. They are free on the shop, just to add a little bit more sentiment around the picture. After that, I'm using, I added my lines of journal, the little spot that, off the S of the flowers, perfect spot to add my lines of journal. And all I'm doing right now is adding a little bit of, these are the puffy stickers from, I believe it's Amy Tangerine's collection. And I'm just adding to just break a little bit of the flowers, to bring a little bit of attention. And right now I'm just going in with the stamps, and I'm using the main stamp, and I'm also using the TN stamp because it had this line that says sweeter than fiction. And I thought that described the moment really, really well. And that's about it. As you can see right now, I am going to start bringing a little bit of color shine. I thought it just to marry everything together, because I added those little gold puffy stickers. I needed to bring some of it. And that gave me the idea to just add a little drop to the center of the flowers, just to break, like I said, all the white and bring a little bit more extra definition. And that's about it. Super simple. I gotta be honest, I started working on this like around 10 o'clock at night, just because it was fun, and you know what, I couldn't put it down. But I love how it came out. I love how it turned out. Try using a card file to break out some of the strong patterns, if that's what you call them. It works. It softens them out. It marries them all together. Check Citrus Twist Kits this month. They should be shipping right now, but they're amazing. Honestly, they're probably some of my favorite kits that Tuna's put together. And thank you for joining me. Don't hesitate to contact me if you have any questions. Thank you, guys.